So a lot is happening right now in Nigeria and the world at large, and a good guess is that you might be feeling exhausted from all the information and news overload. Don't worry, we get you. We recommend using your data to unwind, chill, rest. There are tons of light and humor content everywhere, and this might be your sign to take a break. You actually deserve it. You're in control of your data and the choices you make with.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Clatter of Clans Winner Showdown. Yes, it's your boy Crowns, you know the vibes, and I'm going to be the one piloting the show today and driving you guys all through as we go through the Clatter of Clans Showdown. The Clatter of Clans it's winter, so please understand. Clatter of Clans Winner Showdown 2023 is brought to you by Unsullied Army in partnership with DataUp Nigeria. So be sure to check them out wherever you see them, and I believe they've got their links in the description below. You want to make sure you're saying hi to them on all social media. That being said, it's been a long time since I've been here, but you know the vibes. We're going to be running through it. The Clatter of Clans Winner Showdown is a tournament where we're seeing the best of the best. We're talking about the top 4 teams from each of the different Clatter of Clans seasons that has been held all through the years. They're all here fighting to get that #1 spot, and you all know how these teams fight for it. I really cannot wait to see how these teams are going to throw it down and show me exactly what they've got. Today is day 2 out of 3 going into the tournament. We did see a whole lot of skirmishes happening yesterday, and we're looking forward to seeing more come through today, but I'm not going to talk too much about that because I've got to tell you what these guys are fighting for. The placement points, not my placement points actually, I'm talking about the leaderboards actually. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go for the teams first. I'm actually all over the place right now. Call it the winter blues. The qualified teams that we've got here, we've got the side of 21st Century, PLATANO Power. We've got Super Power Team, No Pressure. The side there of ATROX. I'm trying to recognize these teams by logos. We've got Team Unlimited, the Invincibles, Active LOGIX, Galaxy Gaming, Dream Team, 10-11. I believe that is Rage Shield. We've got the side there of Active Gaming because I believe they have got two different two different teams going on here, and to be honest, I actually find out quite interesting. So we're looking forward to seeing how these teams are going to play out. I do see Team Unlimited coming through representing Kenya there. Some of our teams going to be representing Somalia, and I'm pointing this out because these are some of the teams that are having a different type of logo, so I'm really looking forward. And I believe that is Dead Toes that is coming through representing the side here of Morocco. So we're going to be looking at how these teams would be playing and showing us exactly what they've got. Moving on, these teams are fighting using displacement points. We've got the side there, first place going on with 10 points, second place in 6. You basically know how the drill goes. Third place you've got 5 points, fourth you go with 4, 5th with 3 points, 6th with 2, 7th to 8th with 1, and 9th to 16 going on with the Goose Eggs. So if you're finishing in that part, you need to make sure you're using the eliminations to make up for it, and they are fighting for $100 total. So you know it is something on the line, and I tell you that MVP price might look small, but I promise you that is something that you can use to get yourself good data using DataUp there. See what I did there? I'm not going to talk too much about it, but anyway, first place with $45 going home, second place with $30, and third going home with $20. Every other person, well, thanks for coming. You know the vibes. You've got to be in the top 3 really, because if you're not in that top 3, to be honest, I kind of wonder what are you fighting for. Speaking of what we're fighting for, we'll be talking about the map order. We've got 4 games going through today, starting off all the way in Erangel, moving all over to Vikendi next, then we'll be going over to Sanhok and closing things out in Miramar. We're not going to be seeing a double of any map so far. All we're just going to be seeing could be representations of every single map that we've got here in the game there of PUBG Mobile. And without further ado, Shadia Adu, Hula Balu, and Oiti Toiti, I believe it's time to get into the first game of the day. We're going to be getting started in the map there of Erangel. I'm looking forward to seeing how these teams are going to play. We did see a couple of teams show us how they're made of, and to be honest, PLATANO Power being number 1 is not something that really surprises me, because they're one of the teams that when they won the COC, or actually when they finished second place in the Clatter of Clans earlier this year, they did show us that they were a team that really knows how to fight. So seeing them being number 1 right now is not something that is surprising. But at the underside, actually, we do know that there's a couple of teams that have shown and proven to bring upsets, as we saw that come through in all the other Clatter of Clans seasons, you know. And we're talking about 21st Century, Active Gaming, Red Shoot, 10-11. You know, these are teams that we saw make great comebacks whenever they finished in the top 4 of the Clatter of Clans. So PLATANO Power, as much as you're currently holding the number 1 spot, there is still a lot to fight for. But speaking of spots there, number 2 is going to be the side there of 21st Century, as we see them also tied in points with the side of PLATANO Power, but we all know that tiebreaker would always default to the side there of winner chicken dinners. And well, before we dive too much into the leaderboards, we're going to be talking about that playing path, because that playing path is not too nice for any of these teams at all. I mean, 21st Century works well for them. They do find themselves landing on the military base, but still, I've got to tell you, that playing path is heavily south. It's one of those playing paths that goes all the way from Primorsk area and goes all the way to Novorepnoye. So it was down there on the south. Not too many places you can land. Teams would have to find themselves into vehicles and try to rotate into their different and comfortable drop locations. So I promise you, it's not going to be as easy for all of these teams. And well, the zone doesn't even happen to be anywhere close to the south. We do have a northeastern zone. So well, you've got to wonder, who have all of these teams offended? Definitely not me. I've got to say, I am not involved. You know the vibes. I'm not involved in any of this. So you guys, you've got to tell me who offended the zone gods to have that going. But anyway, if you're new to the stream, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the stream, be sure to also share that stream to friends, family, foes, and enemies. But that being said, I'm going to be continuing to look at that leaderboard, as we do see this idea of Active Gaming finishing in 3rd. They did have 38 points coming through from yesterday, and really, I've just got to give the props to 21st Century and PLATANO Power for whatever they pulled up yesterday, because I mean, averaging 10 points per game, because that is what I'm forced to believe, you know, getting 40 points on the dot, that is 10 points per game, is somewhere that I always usually like to draw the line, because I feel like if you're able to accumulate 10 points per game, you find yourself doing better when we start to look at those leaderboards. So yeah, 21st Century, I give you the accolades. PLATANO Power, I also give you the accolades, because I mean, putting up 10 points per game is not an easy feat, especially when you're in a showdown that is heavily dependent on, you know, well, that is heavily about champions, right? So you're not just playing against any teams, you're playing against teams that have proven to be one of the best in the Clatter of Clans. So yeah, PLATANO Power put that one. I still see that squad has changed a little bit, but Domi remains on the squad. That is one player that I'm familiar with, and who knows, maybe people just renamed. But regardless, I see that even though the names have changed, the team is still performing just as good. Active Gaming coming with a different roster. I believe they have their Somalian roster, I believe. Yes, it is. And they put up 38 points, just 2 points shy from 10 points average, but still, it's still a very good average that they're putting up. And look at that. That just goes to show, because when I look at the leaderboards, I'm looking at the top 5 teams that are easily close to putting up 10 points per game, right? So that just goes to show that these teams are actually doing well, and I'm looking forward to seeing a replica of whatever they might have played, and even better of what they might have played yesterday going into today's games. But anyway, not gonna delve too much on them. We move on to the 4th place team. Is going to be the side there of Rage Shield. To be honest, Rage Shield, I wouldn't say I'm not going to commend you yet, because I know we've seen Rage Shield, right, in different tournaments where they start up very strongly, and then heading into like the 2nd day, 3rd days, we start to see a little bit of a decline coming through from that team. So I'm really looking forward to seeing them mitigate that issue and fight against that risk of that happening. So I'm really looking forward to putting my eye out on Rage Shield, hoping they can continue with that consistency, because really consistency is one of the things that we'll continue to preach when we start to talk about PUBG Mobile. Moving on, DataUp. I saw them play so well in the last Clatter of Clans. I believe that was Clatter of Clans season 19. They played so well, but unfortunately, they just fell in short, because Active Gaming were onto something else going on to the final day of the tournament. And things like these are not things that you expect; they're not things that you also anticipate. So I would cut them a little bit of slack, really. But I know they're a team that actually has what it takes, and I'm keeping my eye out to see how well they're going to do going into this finals. I mean, they're currently top 5 already. Just goes to show just how well they are playing. I'm gonna pause on the leaderboard, because now I'm gonna start getting to teams where I might start talking about even into more details. I'm looking at that drop locations, and to be honest, I've got to be honest with you guys, I am very impressed seeing that playing path was very, very brutal, yet no much hot drops that are going on. And I don't know if we can get that map showing on the screen, but whenever we can, you'd see that all of these teams pretty much finding themselves in different drop locations. The side of No Pressure have made it all the way to to North Jojopol. Esports find themselves in the school area of the map, somewhere in the apartments outside the school. Side there of Active Gaming find themselves out there in Pochinki. We have the Dream Team already making their rotates coming through from that military island. Active LOGIX out there on that bridge, holding up that bridge. The Invincibles, we see them just making their exit out of Gatka. We've got a team close to them. I believe that was TERRORSIX Wakanda, yes. Just quite close to them around the hospital area. The same thing can be said about ATROX. But as much as all of these teams are close to each other, they're not taking that fight. Their mans are just holding up, playing so well. Galaxy Gaming already finding their way into the center of the circle, and just as I talk, we're already starting to see a little bit of skirmish going through between not just any teams. We're talking about 2 teams that are out there on the top of the leaderboard as we see DataUp get started with PLATANO Power out there on that southeastern side of things. It does look like things aren't going too well for the side of PLATANO Power, as they've lost quite the number. Make that 3 players already lost by PLATANO Power, and DataUp already coming through with that aggression that I was talking about. And for a team that is currently seated in 5th position to challenge the #1 team right now in such manner, before we even got to see that fight, they had already almost finished. That just goes to show you how quickly these guys are able to fight. So you want to make sure you're not sleeping in this one. And teams that I was saying were close to each other, they're the ones that are already looking to get started, as ATROX would lose their squad in Felleria. And let me know in the chat, the Felleria in in ATROX, is it the same Felleria? Wow, I actually thought Felleria retired, but seeing Felleria actually come back to the game is quite interesting. So yeah, love to see that one. Just love when these teams make their comeback into the game. And I think we're back to Christmas lights. So in PUBG Mobile, this one, this thing no one come out. Yeah, we are back to Christmas lights. But anyway, I hope that doesn't really confuse me too much. No pressure. Holding up quite nicely out there in North Jojopol. The mans are just chilling as usual. You know how we do it. Down on the south, we're already starting to see that zone start to get crowded up, especially on that southern side, which is why I'm going to commend the teams that decided to go for early rotations, because really understanding that you cannot waste too much time outside the zone. You want to make sure that you're getting into good position POIs in that zone before many of the teams start to breach camp your way into that circle. And that is the exact strategy that some of these teams like Galaxy Gaming have already employed. The rest of the teams looking to get into the zone, having to fight through, they would have to fight through a whole lot of they would all have to fight through a whole lot of what's it called? What do I call it right now? They would have to fight against a whole lot of gatekeepers, and I tell you, having to fight gatekeepers in this game is not something that anybody likes. But anyway, we'll be seeing how well these guys are going to hold it. The blue zone already engulfing the side of no pressure as we pull over towards that side. We do see that zone has shifted, and I do not know if production can show me the map right now so we can actually see what is going on that map, so everyone kind of knows where different teams are currently situated in the game. But anyway, the zone does move up. It does look like we're going to be having Yasnaya seated in the center of that zone. The center of the next circle does have Yasnaya included in it, so we're looking at most likely a city finish. But we'd always advise not to go into the city unless it's extremely necessary, as the grenades start to come through. TERRORSIX Sports finding one knock, and they confirm onto one of the players there from Invincibles, as things aren't looking too nice. But here comes the rest of the Invincibles. There him is him, as he's doing in the damage. Good for one, looking for two, but the support is excellent, as he's able to get down yet another player there from the Invincibles as they start to crumble. Not too invincible right now, as they're him. As I said, that player is him. Amani be the last player there for Invincibles. I'm really liking the new insignia, if that is what it is. Okay, actually it is not. But anyway, him has that HP bar back up, and he does have that grenade prepped. He does look to be on to a drop, make that squad wipe. That nade is looking very good, very, very good, but not quite able to find the knock. The shots are coming in through, and I believe it was another nade that got that player there, Emperor, down, as the players there from Invincibles have Amani to just hold down the fort. He's got the pan in the hand, not quite able to get the revives, hoping to throw the molly down the stairs, doing a little bit of damage as the rest of the squad starts to push it. DBS, good for one, looking to get another with the jump shot, for him getting burnt by that Molotov as the peaks start to come through. Amani looking for those dirty angles, not quite able to find it. Another Molotov goes down, and this is going to chunk their HP bars as he does look to lose a lot of HP. Down the stairs is going to be Amani, finds yet another knock. The instant confirm is there as that Molotov doing the dirty damage. That player with the DBS doing so much damage onto the side there of TERRORSIX Sports, and the loot does not carry him away. 1v3, and he's pulled it off for the side there of Invincibles as Amani holds down the fort for the Invincibles. 4 eliminations, but they survive with only one player. Be holding down till the very end. And talk about the confidence, the use of throwables coming in through from that player. That was absolutely wonderful, Amani. These are the things I love to see. Those looking to go out also to the side of Active Gaming as they start their rotation up through. And man, blink of an eye, we've lost 2 teams just like that. But I've just got to say, my mind is absolutely blown at what Armani from Invincibles has been able to pull off there. That was a 1v3. I thought I had seen it all with him doing so much damage, doing so much work, but it does look like there is not. Armani is like, oh, I will do you one better. Him able to pull up a 1v2. Amani goes, you know what? You pull up a 1v2 and I would give you a 1v3. And to be honest, it wasn't just any 1v3. It was an MV3 or 1v3 executed in style. I love to see that one. I really can't even imagine how the players there from TERRORSIX Sports would feel after that game coming in through. Rotations coming in through as we're looking at TERRORSIX Wakanda looking to find their way into that zone. They're just driving really, and I see them on that southern edge of the circle as we see them start to drive in through. That next zone is already starting to close up a little bit, and we're going to see where that next one, or maybe not see. I get to see it. You guys don't get to see it for the time being, so I apologize for that inconvenience, but I'll try to describe it as much as possible. That zone has left Yasnaya Poliana, and this is exactly what I was piggybacking off when I was talking about that zone centering up from Yasnaya. That many of the times you do not want to head straight into the center of the circle. You want to make sure, you don't want to head into like a city, because sometimes it starts to get hard. Thankfully, many of these teams have realized that, and we really have Galaxy Gaming out there in Yasnaya who are looking to make their exits now into the zone. So not too bad if you ask me. They do look to be holding up quite nicely. They will be able to get out of their in one piece. And speaking of one piece, Armani, see that solo player there for the side of Invincibles, looking for a way into that circle. I really hope he's able to continue the game or even get themselves good placement points for that squad as they start to move. 21st Century going for the positional play. Love to see that one. There's still quite the number of teams alive, so I would understand why they're still playing for that position right now. They're holding up out there on that eastern edge of the circle. We do see the side there of TERRORSIX Wakanda. Oh, sorry, yeah, TERRORSIX Wakanda already finding their way into the zone. So you just love to see that one holding quite the position on that off center towards the western side. But as I said, that zone does move away. There's still a little bit of Yasnaya Puliana in that zone, but Yasnaya happens to be on the northern side of that zone or the circle, really. And it does look like there might be a little bit of a skirmish going on that bridge of Yasnaya, as Galaxy Gaming do look to be holding a little bit of a breach camp against the side there of active LOGIX. And maybe the tides are turning right now because Galaxy down by 1. The rest of the active gaming crew currently out there in the water looking for a way in, as Grief looking to open up that grenade, but overextends just a little 2 bits, and that is going to be one player going down. Goated going to be the one player to grab that revive as Galaxy Gaming continue to remain as a full man squad. Captain maybe spotting that player coming back a little bit, and I believe that is going to be a grenade pin currently being pulled. It's going to be cooked, and I believe if cooked to perfection, this should be goodbye active LOGIX as Goated struggling so hard to grab that revive. Rage looking for a little bit of an off angle, but the spray down is there. They spot that move coming in through. Goated does take that shot towards that Rage player, but man, that only allowed for the distraction to come through as the grenade would seal the deal, and active LOGIX find themselves going back home and sent back into the lobby. And we're already starting to see things shape up here as we're down to the final 12 teams. Dream Team had a little bit of that skirmish and they start to take the shots. Nova takes a couple of shots towards the players there from Galaxy Gaming, but Captain on the excellent return fire. Nova falls, and Dream Team now find themselves on the disadvantage. Galaxy Gaming, what are you doing? Are you going for that push, or are you not going for that push? That is what we are looking forward to see here as Dream Team strive to get that revive. They do have players rotated or situated in quite interesting places, but it looks like Galaxy Gaming, they want all the smoke. Nova understanding the memo, getting into that vehicle, the buggy, as quickly as possible, looking to make a little bit of an exit, but I do not know. Galaxy Gaming, are they having a Dream Team looking like players who I'm starting to question their driver's license here? You know, they're not really convincing me as to how well they can drive. But anyway, Galaxy Gaming Rage does look to drive away, but here comes the third party or make that the off angle coming in through, and this is an excellent push coming in through from Galaxy Gaming. They do seem to be onto something, but Rage would fall. Galaxy Gaming down to 2. One player in the blue zone, the rest of the players Captain trying to see if he can find a little bit of a resolve, but they're going to lose one in Rage. Grenades still actually no more grenades in the pocket, but there is a Molotov to flow along as that revive is going to be probably the first thing on his mind as they await that player, the last player there to actually form up. And the numbers advantage is something that I would say to always fight for. But Pong, the last player who looked to form up, does fall. Dream Team holding on that defense quite nicely. They might still be able to grab 2 revives on here as Sings looks to get his HP bar, looks to get revive there. And Dream Team able to get one more player up. Now they have the numbers advantage. It's a 3v2, but Captain now finds himself in a 1v2 situation. The HP bars from Dream Team looking to be getting drenched a lot by the side of Captain. Moves and swivels all the way to the left, finds the first knock, and it's going to be good, but not good for 2 as Dream Team able to overshadow the side there of Galaxy Gaming, turning what almost looked like a very, very bad situation into something that is relatively good. So you just love to see that one coming through from them. Down to the final 10 teams. ATROX still looking to be alive. Filaria is down. Rich Shoe just somewhere around there in the outskirts. They're currently chilling on that eastern, or make that the western side of the zone. The zone did move away. No more Yasnaya. There's no more city, and now we're having to pull with open fields. So you just love to see that one. And that being said, superpower team, we've not really heard much from them. Looking to head in from that northern edge of the circle. 21st Century now starts to take some shots towards the center of the circle. As the center of the circle, we have the side there of Unlimited and the side there of No Pressure, just holding it up in the center of the circle. Active Gaming still have just the one player alive. I'm not too sure about if that one player from Invincibles is still alive, but you know what? I can actually just check. No, I believe that is going to be a negative. PLATANO Power still have just one player left. The side of Red Shield still looking to hold on to that position as they await the push coming in through. But here comes the push, really, or maybe not the push from this side. It is going to be Dream Team though, looking to push up onto the side there of TERRORSIX Wakanda. Now I do not know if we're going to be getting a little bit of coverage on that one, but ATROX also in their own skirmish as the side there of what team is that? Dream Team looking to push up to them. Actually, it wasn't TERRORSIX, it was the side of ATROX. Rogue looking to find a little bit of redemption, but Rogue falls. Omolola Lola is going to be the last one left, but I cannot resist the urge to call this player Lola as the third party is coming in through from the side. Lola has to fall back a little bit. There's a little bit of vehicle to work with for the time. As Lola just trying to hold up there. The side here of Dream Team, or make that Atrox, not allowing Dream Team make that successful breach as the shots continue to go out. The Habil would be the only thing saving Lola right now as Red Shield now also start their own with TERRORSIX. Actually, they're the ones that are fighting there on that southwestern side. As 3 players now down for the side of Red Shield. Unlimited also looking to take a little bit of shots, take a little bit of jabs into that zone as Federali would be the last player there left for Red Shield. TERRORSIX with the excellent push though coming in through, able to get themselves that compound or part of the compound. We've got a little bit of an advantage going through there as that zone does move away. Red Shield would have gotten favored by the zone, but they do not have it anymore. Lola not giving up on the side of Atrox just yet as they continue to send in grenades into that smoke. None to be found just yet. That vehicle really still in good shape. So if that doesn't get destroyed, they will find a way into the zone. Speaking of finding ways into the zone, 21st Century also have to find their way into the zone as they've been pushed out of that circle now. They need to move. Coming in through from that eastern edge, it might not be the easiest of tasks for them to pull. Red Shield able to get that one more player back there. And here comes Deco looking for a little bit of a scouting position as he's able to get that position onto the side of no pressure. But here comes the rest of 21st Century. The runover is what they're looking for, but not quite able to find any. DBS in the hands there of Deco. Good for 1 and it's good for 2. That is going to be the end of no pressure as the side of 21st Century annihilate them in style. 5 eliminations to their name there, 21st Century, as they continue to hold on that dominance on the eastern front end of that circle. Superpower team, I did mention that they were on the north. They would have to fight their way through, and they've got Unlimited out there in the zone. To see Superpower team though, trying to gather a little bit of information onto the side of Unlimited, and I'm pretty sure Unlimited there, they do have a little bit of an idea that there's teams that are circling around them. As Tatake awaiting the players there from Superpower team. Of course, not gonna be finding any just yet. As you do see them coming in through from the side. Starboy gonna be losing a whole lot of HP there. Unlimited now fully aware of the position there of 3 players from Superpower team, and it's not a very good position for Superpower team at all. Really not a good position. They are getting shot at from all directions. Red Shield now needs to make a move as Atrox trying to get themselves ready for a defensive push, or sorry, for a defensive hold. And PLATANO Power looking to grab themselves, salvage any kind of placement points that they can. 1 player left. It's going to be Lance X to hold down the forts for the players, but there comes Red Shield still holding on to defense. It's a beautiful DBS in the hands there of Federali, but it's going to fall behind to the S12K. Fleek comes downstairs in the FPP mode, but would fall to Starboy as Superpower team make that bold move to crash onto the side there of Red Shield. And you've just got to admire that push coming in through from Superpower team, but I'll talk about it later on as 21st Century looking to be very strong in this circle. Onto that eastern front end, 6 kills or 6 eliminations that they've got for the time being, and they're looking to hold up stronger position as that zone does move. 21st Century find themselves on that northern front end of the circle, but Unlimited looking to do a lot of work onto the players there. Deco looking for 1 road over, finds 1, looking for 2, finds 2, but he's now in the blue zone. The blue zone hurts, and the bullets would even hurt more as 21st Century lose another player. 3 players down as they are down to the 1 in Baby to hold down the fort, or actually make that 2 as Baby and Quila still find themselves alive. 7 eliminations, but you start to wonder, Deco, was it worth it? You know, getting that run over all for what? Only to go out in the blue zone. That is definitely not fun at all. 21st Century now forced to push outside the zone in what was a position where they could have easily held a little bit of a gatekeep. But anyway, that position definitely exposed there by Quila. Throwing in some grenades onto the side there of Unlimited. Not quite able to get any on point just yet as Atrox to come through for a little bit of a third party. Wheeler realizing that, having to drive away, falling back towards Baby's position. I would assume that would be the call. It's definitely not too smart to hold on to that fort over there, as the side of 21st Century welcome the side of Unlimited. Ghost gonna be the first in line, but falls as ATROX does a little bit of support for the side of 21st Century. Here comes Baby to take the shots towards Wiki, not quite able to find any. DBS in the hand explodes the vehicle as he gets a little bit of hard cover. But man, the cover fire is absolutely wonderful, or it's actually doing a whole lot of work onto Baby there for the side of 21st Century as PLATANO power eventually fall. 21st Century can now play with peace of mind. That number 1 spot has been opened up again as Baby looks to fall back to the rest of the teammate. They're looking at the side there of TERRORSIX Wakanda, who happens to be there. And I love the way 21st Century is taking the fights, picking the fights where they're looking stronger and leaving the fights where they're not looking very strong. As TERRORSIX already losing more players now, down to just the one, and 21st Century looking to pull up towards that southern edge of the circle. And 21st Century has been all over the place here. They started off from the east, now they've made it all the way to the they went all to the north, and now they're going all the way towards the southern side of the circle, as that does seem to be the most saturated part of the circle, where they're able to actually make that breach. As Isa finds that last elimination, 11 make that 12, a dozen eliminations coming through from 21st Century, and I do not know if there's any stopping them in this game, as ATROX having to use those vehicles as cover, but they've got that solo players there from Unlimited just crawling right behind them. Not going to be helpful at all. Superpower team Dorisagi trying to drive around looking for a little bit of information. Just spot a couple of the guys there from 21st Century. Doesn't quite make things easy, as 21st Century have quite a strong position in the zone here. Doesn't really allow for much, and Picky, he's spotted, actually make that way. Spotted now by ATROX. That'd be a GG well played, as we're down to the final 3 teams. 21st Century, side of Superpower team, and ATROX to hold down the fort. 21st Century find that first knock onto the side of Superpower team, but it's a trade as Wheeler falls. And here comes the rest of the team. Izagi with the DBS going for a little bit of range, not quite able to find it, as Baby drops him down. And now Superpower having to grab at least one revive, as 21st Century looking for a little bit of a reset, but they've lost one player indefinitely. And now ATROX now coming through for the third party. Superpower team not quite enjoying it, as Easy sprays down, finds the knock through the smoke. And the grenade now in FPP mode, looking to spoil the chances there for Superpower team. And the numbers advantage coming in clutch for ATROX, as they are able to focus on 2 teams at the same time. 21st Century deciding not to push too far, as they're just holding down the fort, trying to defend their position. They're the only teams currently in the zone, if I'm not mistaken. So right now, ATROX, they need to make that push in. 21st Century just holding up on that southern edge. 14 eliminations, and I think they've done enough. But to them, they want more. That chicken dinner happens to be what is on their mind. Baby with 6 eliminations. Same thing can be said about Isa. And both teams, or both players, are the only ones alive right now. The grenades now from Baby looking good, as Superpower team would fall. It is now the final 2v3. 15 eliminations for the side of 21st Century. Grenades in the hand of Baby, looking a little too OP for the side of ATROX, as ATROX find themselves hoarded up together. Baby has a little bit of an information, has a little bit of a memo as to what is going on. Those grenades doing a lot of damage, and there's a lot of loot boxes for Baby to loot. Oh, but the stun grenade does come in clutch though. Baby destabilized for a quick second there. ATROX do not have the high ground advantage, but Baby eventually finds actually, Baby does get dropped to the grenade there from ATROX. And that was perfectly planned. Easy in the buggy, looking for the last player. They know. And Isa trying to let the grenades fly. He's done quite a lot of damage. Looks for one knock and he finds one. Looking for 2 but cannot, as the vehicle explosion sends him back home. 21st Century did a lot of work. But no, it's going to be ATROX to take home the winner chicken dinner. 8 eliminations, 5 assists. But they were able to do it, as they get themselves 18 points for the first game of the day. You love to see that one. They played it so well, played the dips, played the good positions, the POIs in types of zones like this. And they were able to complete the game. Not pushing up onto the side there of Red Shield, even despite hearing all of the shots, was the play. That was definitely the play that won this game for the side of ATROX. Because if they had pushed up onto the side there of Red Shield, that would have absolutely ruined their chances of doing anything in this game. I'm talking about a way to play. That was absolutely wonderful. 8 eliminations, maybe not the best, but they still did it. But speaking of doing things, 21st Century. Oh, now you can see why they're number 2 heading out of the first day. Because they were absolutely putting in the work. One player, Isa, able to get themselves 7 eliminations. and that player was absolutely on fire, but you cannot just count them. I mean, they had 15 eliminations in total. He tried to clutch it out at the end, but unfortunately not quite able to do that. 900 damage coming in through from that player with 2 assists, survival time of 24 minutes. You just got to love that one. 21st Century were absolutely on fire. I said it, they were all over the place in that game, going all the way from they started off from the east, or actually they started off from the military island, made it all the way to the eastern side of the circle, went all the way to the north, and then they went to the south. From the south they held it on and almost won that game, but unfortunately lost players. That stun grenade from Active Gaming, from ATROX, was just wonderful. But look at that, 15 eliminations, 2500 damage coming in from that team. They make everybody else's damage look so tiny. I mean, ATROX got themselves 1200 damage, but it looks like baby numbers compared to what 21st Century were able to do. They were absolutely rocking. Deados doing a whole lot of early engagements, and that is how they got most of their eliminations and damage. Not too sure they got too much placement points to go alongside it, but they will be managing what they've got for the time being. Active LOGIX also able to get themselves quite the number of damage. Invincibles did do well, but man, look at those numbers. 21 points for 21st Century. And it is just poetic, it just sounds right. Some things are just right. You hear it and you're like, that just sounds correct. That is how it's supposed to be. ATROX in second with 18 points, Team Superpower with 8. And look at that, this was such a top-heavy game, whereby, you know, the difference between third place and second place is a whooping 10 points. That's a whole chicken dinner, you know. But still, you cannot just count it, and that's what I was talking about. Deados doing a whole lot of early engagements, but unfortunately 0 placement points to go alongside it. Invincibles getting themselves also 4 eliminations, 0 placement points to go alongside that. Maybe not the best. PLATANO Power tried to survive so much on towards that end, but unfortunately, you know, we're not quite able to do it. Invincibles really not quite able to get that placement points, but he had just the one player left to hold on the fort in Armani, who was able to pull up that beautiful 1v3 up against the side there of PLATANO Power. Or actually, what team was it? Was it PLATANO Power or was it Deados? Regardless, like, oh, actually, no pressure. I don't even remember anymore. All I just know is that they did a whole lot of work on money, and it was a wonderful play coming through from them. But still, we see Active Gaming already losing points. PLATANO Power not already up to a good start. Galaxy Gaming not up to a good start. Red Shield also not up to a good start. No Pressure not up to a good start. And these were teams that we spoke about before we got into the game. These were teams that were on the top of the leaderboard. And, you know, seeing the likes of ATROX doing well, Superpower doing well, Deados, or maybe even Dream Team TERRORSIX able to put themselves a little bit of points up on the board, you're starting to see those middle belt teams start to do a little bit of damage, start to do a little bit of numbers, and they will be getting themselves into those top parts of the leaderboards. But hey, I'm not going to be talking too much about that. Do not know if it is time for a break just yet, but I believe we've seen quite enough. We'll be checking the leaderboards when we come back from the break. But that being said, that was Erangel done and dusted. We'll be coming back for more of the Clatter of Clans Winners Showdown action as we come back into Vikendi. But before that, stay safe, stay connected. It's your boy Crowns, and I'll be right back after the short break.
granted. We've lost dancing. That we loved, all these things that we took for granted. We've lost dancing. All these things that we took for granted.
Hello and welcome back to the Clatter of Clans Winner Showdown 2023. We've seen all of these teams go crazy, and we've seen the first game of the day. It's already looking like we're going to be seeing a little bit of upsets on that table, and I'm really here for it. I really love when those teams start to show that, you know what, it's not only going to be a top heavy lobby. We're going to be seeing, all of these teams that are on the bottom part of the leaderboards show us that they also have what it takes to be on the top of the leaderboards, and that is exactly what we want to see. That is the characteristic of a winner. Said the Clatter of Clans Winner Showdown is brought to you by Unsullied Army in partnership with DataUp. I believe there's also Next Up Gaming Community also involved in there, so big shout out to all the sponsors there for making this one happen. And we already saw that these teams are fighting for $100 prize pool as we await these teams getting into the game. I don't know if the leaderboards are ready, but if the leaderboards are ready, please let us see what that leaderboard looks like right now after that first game. It did look like we saw 21st Century get themselves a lot of points, and I believe PLATANO Power, now the chase is going to be on, because 21st Century putting up 21 points actually on the board after the first game is not something that anyone can easily catch up to. Now they put up that gap between themselves and the side of PLATANO Power, so this is where the chase starts. And really, I'm putting my my eye on the side there of Active Gaming, both Active Gaming teams, and I really want to see if they have what it takes to actually continue on that chase and maybe even catch up to the guys there of 21st Century, maybe reduce that lead a bit. It's something that I really want to see. But that being said, it was still such a great game coming through from all of the teams on here. Just here trying to see, I did see a couple of players who did well as of yesterday's games, and then we're talking about 21st Century Baby, who we already see now in this first game of the day pull up a good number up on board. He had 12 eliminations going out of yesterday's games, and then going into today's game, just game one already, Baby already used to get himself 6 eliminations. So you're already telling that player definitely wants that top fragger awarded to himself. So a couple of clutch plays coming through from that first Erangel game of the day, so we're looking forward to seeing more even come through going into this next games of today. But anyway, PLATANO Power, as I said, they're gonna have a lot of chasing to do for 21st Century. Active Gaming, the same thing can be said, and also Rage Shield, because all of these teams that I've mentioned are teams that actually did not do too well in that first game of the day. So, and they're the teams that are out there closest to 21st Century. So this is where it starts to become troublesome. This is where the problem starts to come, because 21st Century now, they had 40 points going into this first game, and now going out of the first game, they're able to put 21 points up on that. That's like 60 something points that they're able to put. And I believe every other team that is right below them, Dead Dose, Red Shield, Active Gaming, PLATANO Power, none of them were able to put up double-digit numbers up on board, which means none of them have up to 50 points up on board. So, when number one's already holding 61 points and number two doesn't have 50 points, you already know that now you need a chicken dinner to actually catch up. So, and you need a chicken dinner with 21st Century doing that. And really, that form that I saw from 21st Century going into that game is not something that is that I would think they cannot keep up with. I'm pretty sure they have that consistency. Very really see Erangel come through, as we see that Erangel being taken over by 21st Century. A lot of happy faces out there in the chat. Now going into the next game of the day is going to be onto the winter time out there in Vikendi, and after Vikendi we're going into Sanhok, and then we'll be ending things up at Miramar. As you know, before wasting too much time, let us get into the next game of the day. It's going to be none other but Vikendi. Playing path out here on Vikendi. Maybe not too nice, but still it does quite look good. Hey, I'm here. But anyway, that is going to be the playing path out there. No, pointing towards the wrong direction. That is going to be the playing path. Wait, I get it. That is. You know what? You get it. That is the play path up there, and we already see what I'm talking about there. We're already starting to see a couple of teams jump up. I don't really believe there'll be too much of a hot drop situation coming in through. Given that this is Vikendi, it's a 6x6 map. It's large enough. There's a lot of places to land. Vikendi is baptized with a lot of buildings, so I'm looking forward to seeing which teams just go to some of the top spots like Put Vosto, the Goroka, the Villa, and hey, that is actually a very forgiving first zone. Not gonna lie, that's a very forgiving first circle. Going up, centering up around the Villa area of the map. Castle is going to be in there somewhere. The Abbey is also there. We've got the Dino Park also there, which is basically not the best of drop locations if you ask me, but still it's a place that I would like to be sometimes, just because of the dinosaur. It's just a very good place to be in generally. But when we're talking about playing this game, you do not really want to be in that position because it doesn't have too much cover that you can work with. However, you can play around the legs of the dinosaur, maybe play a little bit of stealth. But as I said, I wouldn't advise it. Don't say Crown said. Don't quote me on that. But anyway, it does look like Trevno is going to be where the side there of PLATANO Power would be settling down in unlimited out there in Peshkova with active LOGIX, just looking to be chilling. Actually, no, it's just unlimited out there alone. Superpower team out there on the southern side of unlimited, and I do not know exactly where they are. I wouldn't call it the cement factory, which is kind of weird because they already played Vikendi yesterday. So if you did your VODs, you see that there was no team out there in the cement factory unless there was. But go over to the cement factory and just hold on to your ends there. Get yourself a more confident loot to work with. Red Shield would be the team out there in Port Vosto. Volnova is going to be empty for the time being. Actually, scratch that. Volnova is going to be held by Galaxy Gaming. Winery is being held by the players there from Dream Team. There is Sports holding on the northern edge and northern outskirts of Miramar. I believe they'll be taking their loot up towards the Dino Park as the time goes. Death Dose out there on the eastern side of Movatra, and that is Vilhar. The side there of Active Gaming out there in Movatra. TERRORSIX on the outskirts of Goroka. Nobody actually in Goroka. Invincibles will be the ones in Villa. Dobromestro being held by the side there of 21st Century. ATROX looking to be holding up the coal mine towards Zabava. I believe that is pretty much every team in the lobby. No pressure out there in Tovar. And really, Tovar is a place that I really enjoy. It does have quite the number of loot. However, the car spawns are not very good out there in that part of the map. So I really want to see how the players there from No Pressure will play on to the rest of this game, especially given the fact that, Tovar that they're currently situated in is in the center of the circle, or at least relatively close to the center of the circle. So really, they might not need to rotate too much, but still, if need be, they need to move at any point in time. It's going to be a whole lot of stress for them to do that. And you can already see what I'm talking about there. And I know everyone's color is black at the moment, so it's kind of hard to tell apart. But still, you can already see just that spread coming through from everyone. I do not expect any early engagements, nor do I expect any engagements until you get to, say, like Zone 4, Zone 5. And I promise you, I cannot wait for that first zone to start closing up, to force all of these teams to make it into that circle, make sure they're finding their way into the zone. Active Gaming, though, still looking forward to seeing this new roster in action. I do know there used to be Team Pain Africa, with Venom, Yash, and Ammo win. And I'm seeing them now playing for active gaming. Sometimes keep my eye out for it. They do look to be putting a little bit of gatekeep onto the side of Dead Dose, as they have a little bit of an idea as to what is going on out there. Does he show me? He's asked the PUBG Mobile gods to show me exactly what these players are doing. That is exactly what he's doing. You know, Vikendi being one of those very long games, you do know it's going to be a little bit of a podcast going on between crowns here. I didn't get any replies out there in the chat as to Felaria. Is it somebody who is just bearing Felaria, or is Felaria actually Felaria, you know? I don't know. Somebody tell me. Somebody tell me in the chat. And yeah, I already see people in the chat. Been so long, man. Yeah, no, Vikendi, it's been a while since we saw Vikendi actually on the competitive scene here. You know, we've already seen players doing a whole lot of damage. And really, I'd like to know, what do you guys think about 21st Century? Do you think right now, with where they've started today's games, do you think they've got what it takes to actually, you know, finish up number one in this tournament? That's something that's a question that I'm putting a little bit of curiosity for. And just let me know in the chat, who are you rooting for? What team is it that you want to see, that you came to the showdown here to see? I already see someone in the chat saying Dream Team, you know. I'd love to see that one. 21st Century, I believe they've got Arb in the chat. There's Power also in the chat, looking to be there for the support. To be honest, it only gets very good when the team that you're here to support, or, well, you that you're playing, you can already see those supports coming in through. The team you came here to support is actually doing well, you know. 21st Century able to do well in that first game, so you can just tell that they had a lot of fun with it. So the fans definitely enjoyed that game even more than I would have done. So you're just going to give them those accolades. Active gaming though, still getting. I'm still awaiting some of the legendary vehicle skins really for vehicles out here in Vikendi. I mean, like this one clip, I like to call this vehicle one mag, you know, because really that's essentially what you need, unless you're a potato, really. But if you're not a potato and you hit those shots, you basically need just one mag and you're going to destroy that vehicle. I don't know how proven it is. I've not gone into the training ground and single tapped, you know, an automatic weapon and shot it 40 times. But every time you're in that car and you drive across the team, it just feels like all they needed was one mark. They didn't even get to reload, you know, and they've already peeled you out of the vehicle. They didn't just peel you out of the vehicle. They've also exploded the vehicle while they were at it. You know, that vehicle definitely doesn't have too much of a life. However, whenever you need those very fast locations and fast rotations, you know how it goes. That is a vehicle that flies. So, you know, that is something that we keep our eyes on. To see if PUBG Mobile will be awarding us with what would we call it now? I lost my train of thought. I really lost it. But anyway, TERRORSIX Wakanda. To be honest, that team is looking to be familiar, but maybe not the team, just this player there, LB, and I believe that is LB Fighter. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. Just let me know. So you just tell me, Boyka goes Invincibles or Active Gaming to win the game. Okay. Reset says Invincibles chicken dinner. Alrighty, I've got to know. Let me know in the chat. Whose chicken dinner is Vikendi? Who's gonna be eating good on Vikendi, you know? I feel like just manually dragging this blue zone to actually close. Like, bruh, why are you wasting so much time? We do not have time to waste. We're trying to get this done and over with, you know? This game eventually gets started with Dead Doors. And it does look like Invincibles will be coming through for a crash. Last time we saw them in a crash, they didn't hold too well. And it's going to be Superpower team, the team to hold on against them. So this is where it starts to get a little bit fun. I do not know if if Invincibles would want to continue with this game, as we do see the Emperor looking to just hold up outside. They're just holding up those good positions, trying to see if they can get a grenade to find that intro knock. But Superpower team making sure that they're not staying in one position, trying to just hold on to their forts on different angles as we start to see Emperor going downstairs, trying to clear the first floor. DBS already on the hands, though, of the players out there. So you can already tell that this push is not going to be very easy. I'm going to need Invincibles to push as a squad here, though. because it's starting to get scary. Deto's already going out early to the side of active gaming, and I'm pretty sure teams that are finding themselves in the middle belt will be very happy about that one, especially given the fact that, you know, they did not, well, Dedos is one of those teams that are in the top 5, and if Dedos is going out early to active gaming, it just means there's points and there's positions up there that they can take. And even on that elimination field, you see Baby, current MVP, getting taken out by the side of the TERRORSIX, and then we see the side of Superpower team just trying to tease a little bit of the push though, coming in through from the players there from the Invincibles. Them man's just holding it up downstairs. Tony K, it's definitely Tony K from Wish.com. Don't tell him I said it, but hey, I'm just saying. Amani though, the clutch master for the side of Invincibles, we saw him put up a whole lot of a fight up against the side there, or in that first Erangel game of the day. So you just got to love to see that one though. Oh, Superpower team though, starting to drink a little bit of those grenades, and I believe Invincibles at this point should have figured it out, right? These players are actually looking to camp more of that staircase, as we're starting to hear those DBSs coming through from the stairs. So those grenades upstairs maybe wouldn't work too well, but the smokes not helping matters in any way. As Invincibles now looking to get a little bit of third party though, coming through from the side of Red Shield, and this is where Vikendi starts to show itself. And I really do not want these fights to go on, because really it's early on in the game. This is just zone 1. You really don't want to be taking these fights. So both teams are just going to stay in this building, try to cohabit for as much as possible. And I don't know if you saw what just popped up on that top left, or make that on the left hand side of the screen. That right there is DataUp, one of the sponsors here for the Clatter of Clans finals or winners showdown. Amani though already taking a lot of shots on the side of Red Shield, and I promise you none of the teams in here really want this to go on, because this is not the desired fight that they want. Invincibles though looking to get started. One knock is there onto the side of Superpower team, but there's a trade as Sean falls. Amani from the side is going to get taken down, and that is going to be the side of Superpower team finishing that fight on top. But Red Shield, do you want to go in for that third party? There was a trade, and I really love that coming through from the side of Superpower team, knocking out one of the players there from Red Shield, preventing, and I believe they would have thought that was cover fire, but they still got that one player to go out first, you know. And then once that player was out, he got whatever he needed to do done and dusted. Invincibles not quite able to hold on to that defense, and at this point I'm starting to question the Invincibles, you know. This is the second game where we're not seeing the best of defense coming in through from them, but I'll touch on that one later, as the Tovar boys looking to get shot at now, as their esports now look to make that push coming in through. Two players already down from no pressure, and it does look like there's a little bit of third party also in this fight, as there's a little bit of unlimited action somewhere here. Agatha is in their esports and nobody told me. Everybody in the chat owes me an apology though, you know, because no one told me, hey, Agatha is actually in their sport, and I really like to see how the team performs with Agatha being on that squad. Currently keeping my eye out there for them now. Hopefully I don't jinx them really, because I think I may have jinxed the teams that are on the very top, because now we've lost Red Shield, now we've lost Death Doze, and we're already starting to lose a couple of players there from no pressure, so you know it's not really looking too nice. And active gaming now losing players also on that elimination feed actually is not too fun. But anyway, 12 teams left, 45 players out here in Vikendi. We are in stage 2, looking to hold up quite well, and I think I'm just gonna sit down back so we can get a little bit of a look as to what the map currently looks like. Dairy Sports still getting themselves into vehicles on the outskirts here of Tovar. TERRORSIX looking to go for a little bit of a push onto the side there of I believe that's active gaming. There's a bit of Platano power in this part of the fight, but active gaming though looks to have lost one player. I do not know if Ammo is not, and indeed he is, so that's going to be one player getting thirsted there, because that HP bar definitely drenched down to the minimum. And there is TERRORSIX though looking for more shots, and these are the things I love to see. The upsets is what we play PUBG Mobile for, you know. We love to see those upsets coming in through, because I mean TERRORSIX Wakanda was 14th going into this game, and this is the 14th place team looking to take out the second place team. But here comes Vanshu taking a couple of shots towards Show Me, not quite able to find the knock, but it's going to be a little bit of a trade coming in through, as LB also falls in the background. Two players left for the side of TERRORSIX Wakanda, as the HPs looking to be getting reloaded right now. Platano Power looking for a little bit of a third party here, as active gaming still trying to hold on to their end here. TERRORSIX Wakanda would be able to get at least one revive up, but man, Platano Power, I do not think they want to allow this one happen though, as they start to send those grenades in there. I'm trying to make a couple of changes because my map is just you know, blinking all across the map side here. And here we've got Show Me though with a grenade, looking to prep it downstairs. It's a good one. It's a little too far. Not quite able to find the knock. Behind the door finds the player, and that is going to be one player down. The DBS through the smoke is excellent, and make that more. Shows me exactly what it's capable of doing. 4 eliminations, 6 in total for the team, but they're down to 2 there. Active Gaming with PLATANO Power just being maybe not so friendly neighbors right now. Domido already looking to come in through from the push. They were able to read that elimination field or make that feed. As Active Gaming now in a lot of danger. Yash trying to hold on the fort, but that grenade is cooked to the maximum towards the right hand side. But Yash escapes that one with the skin on his tooth. But Show Me now in a 1v2 situation, what is seeming like it's a 1v1 there for Domido, as Yash with a DBS outside looking to just hold down the fort, and that is a good nade from Domido. Sends it over to the side, but doesn't quite find the knock yet, as PLATANO Power finds one of the players there from TERRORSIX. Domido just trying to hold on the fort here. Show Me now would eventually fall for the side of Active Gaming. They're down to just the one in Yash. Pre-fires coming in through from Domi, and the AKM doesn't quite find the knock just yet. Smoke grenades currently being thrown. Domi it's going to be falling back a little bit from there now. That's the grenade prepped up, but the DBS in the hands there of Yash would fall down Domi. But here comes the support fire by PLATANO Power. They're able to hold on. Actually, maybe not yet. And now they are. They lose one player there in Domi, but they get themselves 4 eliminations up on board. Now let's just check out what that map really looks like. So we start to see a lot of teams already in that zone. Somewhere close to the center now. And Mommy from PLATANO Power just holding up. 4 eliminations they were able to get here. And now we've lost Active Gaming. You know, another team that is also on the top of the leaderboards. You know, this is where it starts to get, you know, tricky. But 21st Century still alive on this one. They have 3 players. They did lose Baby. I'd like to see how well that impacts the gameplay here of the team. And there is Sports now. Just holding on to their ends. 21st Century. And I like the play coming through from 21st Century. Not really fighting too much in the early phases of the circle. Them mans are just holding up. What does Nawao mean? Basil, Nawao means, how do you even explain what Nawao means? It just means, there's trouble, or it's basically a long form of sigh. Like, damn. Like, wow. Wow. I don't know. I feel like I'm not doing justice here. So people in the chat, hey, do it. Do it for me. But anyway, I see a lot of action going on in the chat here. And that is what I really love to see. I tell you. And someone said Zima is just like the tricycle. They have one purpose, used to find better vehicles. I don't know, Jesse, about that one. I would use a Zima to rotate faster into the circle, really, because it's very fast, really. And it has quite the handling, you know. But the Zima UAZ, I like it. The HP though is very, 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 very low, you know. So let's not do that. I do see that the target is 950 subscribers. We're currently on 924. I think I might have to reload to see what that number is. But if you do that, if you're doing that math, it means you need to share that stream to 20 people. Tell them to like, subscribe, and do all the needful. You know the vibes. You really, really know the vibes. But anyway, we're down to the final 10 teams. We're about to get yet another zone close. So I believe we'll be seeing that map real soon. Unlimited still holding up quite nicely. So we love to see that one. And really looking forward to how this game actually just plays. No, Jesse, I do not have a caster curse. I've said it anyway. I'm no longer there. I'm out of that position. I've only mentioned teams that I wanted to see. And that zone does move all the way towards that south western side. I do not know if we can get that map up on screen. But we see that zone going all the way towards that towards the southwest. Quite the number of teams in there already. I believe 21st Century still have a little bit of a position. We zoom in a little bit on that one. Yeah, 21st Century just around the villa area of the map. We just see the side of Red Shield still chilling on the outskirts of the circle. I'm not interesting. Able to keep all 4 players alive. That's nice. PLATANO Power also looks to still have a good position there on that western side. There is spots in the dab, straight dab center circle. 21st Century and ATROX might just run into a skirmish as we start to see Galaxy Gaming taking some shots on that southern edge of the circle. Dream Team happens to be the ones taking the shots as Lola in the Zima UAC. Surviving for the time being, and now we're starting to see what we're talking about with the Zima UAZ. That really, it really just has one mind, really. Like, that vehicle is not a very reliable vehicle. I mean, it does have the speed, but you can see, I believe Dream Team only have the Zima UAZs because they're not even able to, oh, sit down! And Captain has actually been very, very wonderful with his return fire, right? His sprays were excellent in the first game. You know, we saw that return fire, and it was an onto Dream Team. And Lola does fall. And 21st Century are also falling as they're down to 1. Oh no, what could have happened? What happened to 21st Century? Oh, they got pushed, or they pushed onto the side here of Unlimited. And Unlimited, though, dealing justice. I believe they had help from other teams too. But that is so not fun for the side of 21st Century. They were looking to increase that lead. And 21st Century now down to just the 1 player. No elimination so far. So they would need to rely on those placement points for the time being, 21st Century. And PLATANO Power still up with 3 players. I'm pretty sure they're happy about this one. Team Superpower also still alive. And if you remember what happened in that first game, the Superpower team actually did show us that they're able to get that one done. And I believe Superpower team are the ones that are coming through for a little bit of, maybe not the upset really, because we're sitting at 6th before we came into today's games. And given how well they played in that first game, you know, or maybe not how well, but, you know, they did relatively, actually they did do well. They won the game. What am I saying? 18 points, you know, so that just put them a little bit in that chase. And I'm already starting to see that that DBS, that ban DBS coming in through. And really, I'm only going to say ban DBS or ban shotguns, maybe not even ban, maybe nerf, in terms of long range. You know, I keep saying it, these guns are shotguns, really. And I do not know what anyone expects, you know. They're shotguns, they're meant to deal deadly damage when in close range. And 21st Century, if you're looking at that elimination feed, have lost their last player, which means it's going to be 0 points that they're going on with in this game. That does put everyone in a good light. PLATANO Power feeling happy about that one. They can still continue on the chase here. And 21st Century, you do not want to make the mistake you made earlier this year. You know, we saw this mistake coming through from 21st Century where they were in the lead going into the final day of the Clatter of Clan finals. Was it 21st Century or was it Invincibles? All I know is that one of these teams actually were in the lead. And this is something about the Clatter of Clans that we've had this year. It's been a whole lot of comebacks coming in through. You know, one team is on the top on the first 2 days. And on that final day, another team just absolutely goes bonkers. You know, and today now, 21st Century started off quite well. But now the second game, going on with 0 points, does not quite help their, you know, their campaign in this place. You want to make sure you're setting up that lead, because I mean, ordinarily from one of the Clatter of Clans, I believe it was Clatter of Clans season 18, we got to realize that even a 30-point lead on day 2 of the finals is not enough. And I believe that was Invincibles going up against the Active Gaming in that season, where they were not quite able to hold on to that 30-point lead. And on the final day, we started to see a little bit of a catch-up coming in through. But thankfully, Invincibles were still able to win the tournament, but it was a really close call. Wait, did Invincibles win that? Because I know 10-11 was also in the mix somewhere there. But anyway, not too much talk. Unlimited holding up on this high ground on the outskirts of Tovar, as they look to be getting a little bit of gatekeep action onto the side of no pressure. ATROX finishing 2nd place before. Right now they go out with 2 eliminations, so maybe not the best. Man, this push is going to be very, very tricky onto the side of no pressure. Dairy Sports. We know them to come in through from the southern edge of the circle, and they're just holding up on that southeastern side. Not too much stress for the time being, as no pressure. Now look to get started onto the side of Unlimited, but Unlimited now losing 1, but there's a trade. If you're looking at that elimination feed, you see what I'm talking about, and I believe that's no pressure inevitably being taken out. We're down to the 7 teams, last 7 teams, as that zone does move again. Dairy Sports looking to be in the smack dab center of the zone, as they're holding up quite nicely. And this is where they start to anticipate the visitors, because they have pretty much the only compound, the only cover really in that zone, and they will be gatekeeping the living hell out of everybody. I mean everybody in the zone, or in the game actually. But anyway, 10th Century out, as I said earlier. Dream Team still alive. 7 teams left, as Dream Team, they've only lost Lola for the time being. Galaxy Gaming still alive on this one. They've got 3 players. Only Red Shield and Dairy Sports happen to be the teams with a full team still alive. that number advantage. Hopefully they're able to play towards it, but right now it becomes very tricky in that zone. Superpower team looking to get started with Unlimited, as Uncle would be the last player left. Has to hit the deck in the smoke as this player does get thirsted, and the shots from the side coming through from Superpower team would be sending them back. As Superpower team, they have tapped into a different zone. 8 eliminations already onto their name. Galaxy Gaming now watching the side there of their esports. They know there is a team in that compound, but there's no vehicles. They were the team that had only Vizima vehicles for rotations. And as we've established, that god or that vehicle is not I'm laughing because I'm looking at the explanations of Nawao out there. 2 updates and PUBG Mobile did nothing to the DBS. I understand your pain. I understand your concern there. But anyway, Galaxy Gaming though, still holding up quite well. Still have a little bit of numbers to work with. But as I said, their esports, they have a very, very strong position. I really want to see how well they can defend. Right now, it does look like they have a little bit of a split coming in through. So we want to make sure we're condensing the plays right now. As you can tell, every team in the lobby knows that they cannot push into the zone. You know, I believe their esports position has been exposed by a couple of teams, but they know they cannot push in, so they're trying to clear out whatever they can on that edges of the circle before they start to make it in. As we see Dream Team now getting started with the side of Galaxy Gaming. PLATANO Power also looking to push up a little bit as Mommy starts to take the shot towards Sinks. Doesn't quite find any. They're out there on that western front end. One player does fall. Captain will be looking to get revived. The same thing can be said about Superpower team also, as they get knocked by one of the players there from their esports, and Agathe spraying through the smokes looking for the confirm. Not quite able to find it as the blue zone starting to do the damage. Their esports him from the side looking to do the damage now as one more player does fall. And 21st Century want to make sure they're not getting tunnel visioned by just that one team. The zone does move again, and 21st Century still make that their esports still find themselves in it. In it to win it is what they've got right now, but 2 eliminations, you can tell that they're not happy about it, and they're looking for more of those eliminations. That is why they're outside the compound, looking to see if they can get a couple eliminations coming in through. But they would need to play this one quite carefully. They need to employ some patience also, because I promise you this is not a very easy game to win. In as much as they have that zone, if they decide to take the wrong fight, it might just be GG well played and curtains for them. As PLATANO Power choosing not to go in, and this is what I was talking about. Like, the teams know they cannot go to that only one compound in the zone, so they're just trying to fight it all out in the outskirts of the circle. Red Shield finally decide to open up the mags. Speaking of opening things, you might just want to open up an account there with DataUp. It's internet and ease. I don't think it comes any easier than that. Just share and like that stream too. See about that. But Red Shield, I really want to see them. Like, everyone's got eye on the compound, really, because everyone wants that cover to play with. But you know, it's not always about the building. It's not always about the compound. You know, you've got vehicles, you have throwables, you've got guns. You know, you can always go in through for a for a fight on the edges, and you know, take out the team. If I were to be any of the teams in the lobby, the idea is to sweep out any team that is on that edge of the circle. Maybe sweep out 1 or 2 teams and then go for a full send into the center of the circle. PLATANO Power though, that is a very beautiful spray coming through from Rage there from Galaxy Gaming to get down 2 players from PLATANO Power. Mommy is down also, and that is definitely not how PLATANO Power planned to play this one out. I'm pretty sure they wanted to do a little bit of a sweep, but Operation Sweep did not play out too well, as Dream Team now would lose 1 more. Galaxy Gaming down to Captain. Well, on this front end, on this western front end, as Red Shield eliminated after 1,000 damage. No eliminations. I do not know how that happened. Oh, they tried to crash their esports, and well, you will learn, and they did learn the hard way though. Definitely had to learn that one, because their esports, you cannot crash them. They have such a wonderful position, and now they've taken out yet another team, as Superpower team now lose more players. I believe that is the end of Superpower team, if I'm not mistaken. We're down to the final 3 teams. Their esports, 6 eliminations, and they're holding up quite nicely, and they have the only part in the zone. Everyone has to crash onto them. Galaxy Gaming and PLATANO Power will be the last 2 teams to hold on the fort with them, and Galaxy Gaming aware of where PLATANO Power is. Their esports aware of where PLATANO Power is. So it's one of those games where everyone is pointing at themselves. But anyway, the shots would eventually come through as Captain finds the elimination. Two teams actually left now. 8 eliminations onto the side of Galaxy Gaming. And Dairy Sports finally make the proactive move to leave the compound. Galaxy Gaming, though, moving as a squad, trying to see if they can find the off angles. And I'm surprised that there is no player there from Dairy Sports, somewhere close to the roof of that building. For extra eyesight, extra, advantage. Dairy Sports, though, all huddled up in that compound. Galaxy Gaming now trying to deploy a little bit of smokes, play with the cover, and this is exactly what anyone who wanted to crash Dairy Sports was supposed to do. Make a little bit of a smoke path, and that is what they're about to do. Crash with multiple vehicles. Once you're able to do that, you should be fine, and that is exactly what they're doing, playing it by the paper, playing it by the books, as Sinks continues to lay down the smoke path. And grenades now in the hand of Agathe, but here comes the shot as Rage falls. Agathe throws out that grenade is quite nicely. DBS onto the side as HIM. Oh, drop shot, no, cannot happen. And Dairy Sports, Jay said, this just goes to prove I do not have a caster course, because I spoke about Dairy Sports with Agathe now joining that team. I said Dairy Sports is a team that I would want to see how well they will play, and indeed they have done that for me as they get themselves the winner chicken dinner. And I believe they did that with 8 eliminations also. So we just love to see that one coming in through Agathe, the player that I know. 9 eliminations actually and a chicken dinner. You love to see that one coming through from the side there of Dairy Sports. Talk about a way to play. And I was just talking about that team that, I want to see how well they play. And indeed, that's what they did. They held that defense so well. And I do not know how they did it. But man, if Invincibles can go talk to Dairy Sports, please go talk to Dairy Sports, because that is how you hold and defend the compound. And they did so well. Galaxy Gaming did so well up till the end. The smoke parts were there, but the push style was not there. They were just supposed to go in as a 3-man squad, crash from the same direction but with 2 different vehicles, and start to overcrowd the side of Dairy Sports with numbers. But we learn and learn. 9 eliminations and 1500 damage with a chicken dinner is what the side of Dairy Sports were able to get themselves in this second game of the day. They were able to maneuver around the winter time there in Vikendi, and it does look like they did not get the frostbite as they survived this one, taking that chicken dinner of 19 points to put up on board. A more even damage spread coming in through, and the only offset here is Rage Shield, because Rage Shield did a lot of third partying but no thirsting. And I understand you did a lot of third partying, but when it came down to it, all of that third partying did not play through, because really, we do say it, like, you're playing the third party just so that whenever you have to fight the main fight, your hands are pretty much warmed up and you're ready to fight, but unfortunately they were not able to do that one, as they did go out trying to crash onto the side of Dairy Sports. Dairy Sports taking them with open arms. 1500 damage on the dot. Galaxy Gaming getting so much damage also up on board. We saw them do so well in that game. 8 eliminations. They were able to clinch a second place finish. And now the chase is on. It really is on. Galaxy Gaming doing this well. It just brings up that chase. Superpower team doing this well. It brings up that chase. 21st Century went out with 0 points. 0 points. So you do know that now it's starting to get a little bit tricky, as Walker will be our MVP there though, from Dairy Sports. 5 eliminations and 1 assist. 860 damage coming through from one player is mental. You love to see that one coming in through from Dairy Sports. And congratulations, Walker. But guess what? The work is not done. Dairy Sports, you still need to do quite a lot. I'm looking at the leaderboards. Dairy Sports found themselves in 9th position, 16 points up on board. And now with this game, you're able to add yourself, what, 29 points up on board. That does definitely put you in the running, at least for a podium finish. 22 points up on board. And this is just what has been happening today. This is just today's placement points and leaderboards, as we see Dairy Sports now in first position in terms of points gathered today. 21st Century still on 21. To Superpower looking to catch up. ATROX in 5th. Galaxy Gaming in 6th. PLATANO 7th. Active Gaming. And you know how the drill goes from here on out. But still, talk about a way to play. This is what the standings now look like going into the second game of the day. And guess what? We have 2 more games coming in through. I believe right now we're going to be going, next game would be in the sandy, no, not the sandy actually, in the jungle which we like to call Sanhok. And I really would love to see that chaos that Sanhok is going to come through. I'm sure you're going to love it too, so do not go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Clatter of Clans Winner Showdown action immediately after the break. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Clatter of Clans Winner Showdown 2023. We have seen 2 games done and dusted, where we've seen maximum carnage, and now we're about to get into the 3rd game of the day, which is going to be even more carnage, as we're going to be heading into the Holy and the jungle of Sanhok. 2 games done and dusted. We've been seeing all sort of craziness coming in through. With 21st Century taking on the 1st game of the day. Going into the 2nd game of the day, we're seeing the side there of their esports getting themselves a winner chicken dinner and Vikendi. And now I tossed the question out earlier into the game. What are your thoughts? Who do you got going into the 3rd game of the day, which is going to be none other but Sanhok? I'd really love to see who you guys are actually rooting for going to Sanhok. I know Sanhok is that very unpredictable map, but I would really like to see predictions coming in through from everyone in the game. As I said, we've seen 2 games done and dusted. We're about to get into the 3rd game of the day, which is going to be none other but Sanhok. And I really don't know how I feel about it. There's going to be 15 teams dropping into Sanhok. We've seen Erangel go through us the side of the 21st Century. We saw Vikendi also pull out to be not even what we really know Vikendi to be. And now we're going into Sanhok, which I'm pretty sure will be a little bit of a reset coming in through from all of these teams. So maybe this will be the time for teams to kind of unwind, get a little bit of pressure off of their chest and off of their shoulders as we get into the next game of the day. 21st Century being the first team that is up on the screen. Love that one because they're a team that I want to talk to. We won the chicken dinner, but we did not quite see that one coming in through. I wasn't expecting that push that they went on going into that next game. Going into that next zone there in Vikendi. I wasn't expecting that push at all. I thought they were just going to continue playing from the north, but it did look like they had a little bit of an interest on that eastern side of the circle, which was eventually where they went out. But anyway, I'm not going to dwell too much on it because guess what? We're on a new map. When we start to look at Sanhok, we're not really too concerned about the playing path. All we are concerned about is where every one of these teams is going to be dropping. Red Shield going all the way to Mong 9. Correct me if I'm wrong. They used to be Paradise, correct? Am I right? Am I wrong? I don't know. I feel like I'm actually wrong. But anyway, first zone does pull up there though. Does look very central based. This is not something that is going to be too bad for all of these teams. Boot camp is currently being marinated for the side of 10-11 because I would take that as the only reason why boot camp is empty for now. I'd have expected active gaming LOGIX to have gone there, but I really do not understand what is going on, why we have a hot drop location going on between PLATANO Power and the side there of 21st Century up on that Kampong area. And this is not fun at all because both teams are the teams that are trying to clinch that number 1 position. And I promise you, with the way Superpower team is playing today, if you continue to take early drops and if you continue to take early drops and lose players, or both teams are going out one after the other, it doesn't help at all because I tell you, I can start to see Superpower team climb their way up to the top of the leaderboard. They've had 2 consistent games so far. So 21st Century, they need to win this fight. But at the same time, even PLATANO Power needs to win this fight because both teams find themselves on the top. And to be honest, realistically, I do not see these 2 teams making it out of here alive. And I say this as per I don't think they can disengage from the fight because essentially this is Sanhok. We don't really see them do too much, or we don't really see too much vehicles, right? So disengaging from Sanhok might not even be the best of options. But hey, Crowns is not going to beat you guys up. Who knows? Maybe they might be able to go for a disengage. We do see Mommy looking to find a little bit of an off angle, just trying to get out of there. I mean, Lakawi is there. There's bootcamp still very, very empty. All of this, Sammy is still very empty. Camp Alpha is empty, and I believe even Camp Alpha is what should have been left for 10-11 because that's where we normally see them. Active LOGIX, on the other hand, they're the ones that would usually see input camp, but I don't know. I do not see them in the lobby right now, so I would believe that they did not come through for this game because we see active gaming, but I do not see active LOGIX. What is going on with my sound? Oh my god, I'm actually messing up my sounds here. All right, but yeah, Kampong does seem to be where everything is going on right now. PLATANO Power are now looking to find that one knock onto the side of 21st Century as they lose Koila. currently down. I do remember Quila telling me to watch out for him going into the Clatter of Clans, but I don't know, man. Quila, you're gonna need to step it up a little bit, you know. Baby out here, as I said, Baby currently one of the leading fraggers right now in the Clatter of Clans Showdown. Though we do see him putting in the work. 21st Century tried to disengage from this fight, and this is what I was talking about. Both teams not being able to disengage properly from that fight, because really you wouldn't make it out as a full squad. But PLATANO Power will find just one of those teams. Well, here it's where it becomes a disadvantage from the side there of 45 side there of PLATANO Power, because now they do not have enough loot, right? 21st Century has looted some of the buildings that are around here, gotten themselves all the meds, the utils. But PLATANO Power now find themselves in that situation where they cannot or they do not have any of those. But anyway, up towards the north is where we're seeing a little bit more action, as we see the side there of Red Shield looking to get started against Galaxy Gaming, and that is out there on that northeastern edge of the circle. And not gonna lie, I'm not expecting that at all. Early rotations coming in through from the side of Red Shield. I understand Galaxy Gaming also holding up quite nicely. I understand, but this fight actively going on is not something that I would understand, as we start to see the trades coming in through. Emma getting the sinks down, and I believe it's a 1-to-1 trade going on right now, as Galaxy Gaming lose one player. The rest of the Red Shield team not quite forming up just yet, but Emma absolutely on fire. That's a good grenade coming in through from the captain, looking to find a knock on there, but not quite able to find any just yet. Roach comes in from the side. The DBS barely misses him. Federali does get dropped on the side there by Rage, as now it is a 2v2, and this is not playing out well for any of the team. Beautiful pre-fires coming in through from Emma, as the shots are there. Captain forced to go for a heal, and it's going on for that full med kit there. Red Shield just holding it up, and this is where we start to question, where are the utils, where are the throwables? Captain, you're aware that there's 2 players in this building, but there's no grenades currently being thrown. You have 2 in your backpack. Make that 1. But from the side, Roach comes in through, dives into the pre-fire there from the DBS, as Emma now, the last player left for Red Shield. Rage does push up and finds the thirst. 13 teams left. Red Shield going out early once again, and I feel like I called it at the beginning. I said it. Red Shield, we see them start a tournament so well, but then when they start getting into the next couple of days, we start to see them drop a little bit, because this is not the Red Shield that we want to see. We want to see that consistency coming in through, and that is the one thing I mentioned before this game started, that consistency. We want to see that you're playing this game and you can keep consistent results across the board. Because now I'm looking at yesterday's games and I'm like, okay, so what happened yesterday? What happened yesterday that you're able to get yourself 30 points, 36 points up on board, and then going into today's games, 2 games in a row right now, I do not think you guys have been able to get 10 points at all for the whole day. It's not fun. Going out even is, and I know you don't like it too, but still, it's just something that it's not a new realization. This is something that has been known for a while, pretty much all year round. Now, I've expected that they would have had a working fix for it, but maybe they're still trying out the options. I will cut them a little bit of the slack. Zone has moved as we wait for another 2 minutes for it to close up again. No Pressure does get eliminated in the meanwhile, as Superpower team have absolutely been on something else, Eliminations to their name. They still have all 4 players alive. I believe if you're currently in this lobby, you should be concerned about against the Superpower team, because those guys have absolutely been fragging, so you love to see it. You really, really love to see it. But anyway, we await the rotations coming in through from the players. We're already starting to see motions coming in through. Painan currently a little bit empty, as the side of Dairy Sports finds their way out. Out there on that southwestern edge of the circle, we're starting to see a little bit of shot as Dairy Sports, though. Let's get started with TERRORSIX Wakanda. I'm not gonna lie, TERRORSIX Wakanda has a little bit of fan base in the chat, as we did see someone say TERRORSIX Wakanda, the best team in the world. I understand you on that one. I relate with you on that one. It is definitely not subjective. It is objective, and everybody has got to believe that one. But anyway, Dairy Sports though, make that dead doze. Southern side of Tambang though, still looking to play a little bit of a gatekeep onto the side of TERRORSIX right now. And those shots there coming in through from Jahnam, actually not quite coming in through just yet, but it's such a nice spray though coming in through from TERRORSIX Wakanda. They're just still holding down the fort just here. Dead Does looking to draw a little bit closer. Getting up closer and closer. So we do see vehicles in the hands there of Allah driving up to the top of the hill there. And LB definitely waiting for him. He's like, come here, bro. Come here, bro. I'm ready to take you out. And maybe the runover is what we might be seeing coming in through here. But the DBS, though, the shots coming in through, not quite good enough for the uproots. At least not yet. As we just are waiting the whole push coming in through. Active Gaming looking to get started on the elimination feed. As man, LP still trying to prevent these runovers from coming in through. And you can just look at the power that is currently in that DBS. But here comes Papa Blue, not allowing things to happen. The off angle is sexy from the side of Dead Nose. You know, when you start to see those vehicles, you have to anticipate that it is a little bit of a distraction. But the trade is being initiated by the side of TERRORSIX, as they'll be able to claim one from the side of Dead Nose. And he knows they're not going to push into that blue zone. So maybe the heal strats is what he's going to try. 4 first aid kits might just work out for him. But ATROX, we did see them take a little bit of a skirmish from the side of Active Gaming, if I'm not mistaken. Those names, or make that, yeah, it is Active Gaming. But ATROX now down to 2, make that 1 now, and make that 0. As Active Gaming pull off that complete squad wipe on the top there of the bootcamp hill. Love to see that one. Get themselves a couple eliminations up on board. It's going to be 4 to continue on with this game. You just love to see that one. And that is a behavior of champions. But now here's where it starts to get countered, because now Active Gaming has 4 points. The side of Galaxy Gaming has 4 points. But you know, another team that we've instantly put into the mix now is the players there from the superpower team, who also have 4 points already so far. So 4 eliminations. So you can already tell that it's starting to become quite the fight on the top of the leaderboard. So you love to see that one. But anyway, hey, I'm not gonna talk about that one. Galaxy Gaming down to just the 1, not too fun. As Captain finds himself being the last player surviving for the squad once more. And I believe that is going to be players there from, I don't know what logo that is, but all I just know is that we've lost another team. 10 teams left, 34 players, a couple of solos. We've got a side there of, actually no duos in the lobby. Everyone's either a 3-man team, a 4-man team, or a solo. Pretty much the only solo in the lobby there is Captain. The rest of the teams look to have at least a complete squad, or actually a semi-complete squad, really. You know, 3 players, oh sorry, 3 people. But anyway, up here on the Sanhok top hills, that is the hills that are out there beside the Painan area of the map, currently being held by a, I keep mixing up the names though. But anyway, Dairy Sports though, definitely feeling confident after that first game. You start to see Agathe taking shots that she knows is not going to render. Love to see that one. But anyway, vehicles, they're going to be making it into the zone. That zone did move south again. It does look like a prime ending for the Loud family. But I don't know, man. The Loud family, even the streets, maybe not too good, you know. They don't even come here with charity baskets. But hey, we're not going to talk about that. But anyway, Invincibles just holding down the fort, trying to gather a little bit of more information on their Emperor, making sure he's not getting shot at from the side, looking to continue this relationship into the zone. I don't know, man. I don't know. But anyway, Dairy Sports holding up quite nicely. As I said, we're down to 10 teams. The resilience from this team is quite admirable. Admirable, no. Nah. But anyway, Dairy Sports, him holding up quite nicely. Does look like Unlimited will be taking some shots there from Invincibles. And I know Invincibles have been up to a rough start. Not quite seeing them play quite defensively. Their defense has always been kind of bad. Now we're hoping they will be able to find themselves a little bit of redemption as we do lose Galaxy Gaming. I mean, as we're losing teams like Galaxy Gaming, I just feel like the IGLs are just like, yes. That is one team that is currently out that we don't have to master inertia with, you know. But anyway, Unlimited still loaded up quite nicely. And the TV on the TV app, are you able to download the ESPN app? Are you there? But anyway, Unlimited still loading up quite nicely. One elimination, all 4 players still alive. And this is the part of Sanhok where everyone has found a building. Everybody has found a compound that they're going to connect that, or well, in quote unquote, connect themselves to, and just hold on. At least till the zone moves away from that circle or from that compound. Then there's a couple people who are just trying to bite in from the edge. Active gaming. Looking to already be there. Active gaming though. Still holding up Archer and Pioneer, and Walker currently has to be revived again. But anyway, Archer and Pioneer does look like Pioneer is the happening place. Their esports would lose their last player there. Definitely not how they would continue. And I think if you want to win your next game, or if you want to play better in your next game, do not win the last one, you know? But anyway, Amani on the top of the hill, just still running around, and I can imagine how much stress these teams would be in, because they know this is not a place they're supposed to be. You know? You're not supposed to be in front of your phone. But anyway, Invincibles still making that rotate in, and I believe we've gotten yet another zone shift. Yes, it does move towards that northwestern edge. Not fun at all. Deados would be able to make it towards that western edge of the circle, but as if they don't decide to stop on the south. The Emperors are going to be standing on that south, because I believe they want to do a little bit of a bridge camp onto some players that they've already, you know, bragged to. But anyway, I look forward to seeing how well these teams will maneuver their way around this one. We're currently at that 8-point mark, or 8. Yeah. But anyway, we're not going to talk about that. Let's just keep moving on. Painan currently being the point of interest right now. Not gonna lie, I wouldn't advise anyone to go to go there for that. But hey. Anyway, moving on. We're starting to see fights now start to brew. Unlimited looking to get started with the side there of PLATANO Power. PLATANO Power though. Not losing any player just yet right now, as Unlimited is the one who's lost one player. And the Instant Thirst is going to follow suit just there. That's 2 eliminations free coming through from the side there of PLATANO Power. It's a little bit of long-range fights for a Sanhok game. You know, one would have expected it to be more close range. But I think because of the way the zone is positioned, everywhere you go to, you're kind of guaranteed to be in the zone. So if you're not in the zone, you're kind of like, you know, on the outskirts. So, but hey, what do I know? But anyway, Super Power team looking to be getting started on the elimination field. I believe the same thing can be said about Invincibles. But now we're just waiting. 9 squad left. Or make that 8. Because everyone's just holding on to their compound. These are the situations where we say who shoots first might just be the one getting punished, as the zone does log that player out. And I just want you to... Actually, no worries. I don't know if you've shared that stream, but be sure to share that stream to family, friends, kids and adults. You want to make sure you're sharing it out. 7 squads left out here in the Sanhok game of the second day of the Clatter of Clans final showdown. Brought to you by Unsullied Army, in partnership with DataUp. They say it's internet made easy. Calls also made easy. So if you just want to download the application, you should be able to tap into this glory. But anyway, 21st century, once more, down to just the one player in Baby. I do not know how this has happened, but something doesn't seem right, you know? I don't know. 21st century, down to just the one player. I mean, Baby is really trying his best onto the side there of PLATANO Power. I does find the one knock. But that blue zone though is a little too heavy for the side of PLATANO Power. And Baby is just watching all of them try to make it into the zone. 3x scope on the M416. You do know how stable he gets on that scope. And Baby's just looking for a way he can actually contact that player to see, you know what, don't drop the legacy. But anyway, shots coming in through. He's currently in the blue zone fights going on here. As Dedo is now trapping and kidnapping the players there from Serbia. Oh, sorry, from PLATANO Power from getting to the zone. 21st century going out to 7th position. This is not going to be fun. But anyway, PLATANO Power though, still holding up quite well as the Blue Zone now starts to chunk down the HP. Dead those. They really want these eliminations. But anyway, it does look like a push coming in through from Beko, and we would find Venom behind the rock. And we're down to 8 teams now. You love to see that one. We're now in placement points positions. Actually, we've been there for a while. But anyway, you're currently in 5th position if you've made it to this far. But anyway, it does look like Team Unlimited have now been taken out though. Invincibles. Ooh, looking to hold on the defense. And this is something that we spoke about for 2 games now. That defense maybe not being the best. Maybe they cannot do it for inside the compounds, but can they do it for outside in the open? That is something I'm looking forward to seeing as Invincibles. They lose 1 player there in the trade. Superpower team now getting shot at 7. Flies downstairs, does get knocked. And Mani also flies downstairs, also get knocked. I understand. But anyway. Come on, bro. Thirst. Because this way, there's only like, what, three teams left. 9 players on the board. Sean, currently the last player there for Invincibles. Same thing can be said about SPT, who have La Liga as their IT person. But anyway, down to the final 3 teams, not too close to each other. 11 eliminations onto the side of Active Gaming. You can already tell that they've tapped into a different mojo. Isagi just holding on to the ends as Active Gaming find themselves in a prime gatekeep position. That's a good nade coming in through from Isagi, and the shots are not going to allow him shine as they make her. Oh, actually, whoa, back up. The game has ended. Active Gaming wins. Wait, how has this happened? How has this actually happened? I know Active Gaming were actually spazzing in this game, but that final 2 eliminations, I am not too sure as to how they did it, but I'm going to take it. 13 eliminations and 8 assists, 2200 damage. I think it was well deserved. And now the side of Active Gaming can push themselves into the Champions League race. And this is where it starts to get fun, because we know this is where it starts to get fun, really. Because now Active Gaming is also in the chase. That's 3 teams, I believe, if not 4, currently in the chase for that number 1. And wow, talk about the way to play. And look at how much damage they're also able to do. 2200. And Active Gaming, this is what I really want to see from you. 21st Century, on the other hand, maybe not. But anyway, let us see how those points were given to all of these teams going into or coming out of this game. You know, the team that won, how many points did they get? Second point, how many points did they get? We've seen that in a real jiffy. Here's the damage charts. And I think anything above 2000 damage just makes even 1000 damage small, you know? But anyway, hey, I'm not going to talk too much about it. Active Gaming 13 eliminations, 2216 damage. Invincibles with 971. The side there of Superpower team out there with 1100 damage. So you love to see that one too coming in through. Just gonna ask though, for the side there of I do not know what team that is, but you know, 2 eliminations and 896 damage, that is not something too nice. But anyway, MVP for that game would be the side there of Venom for Active Gaming. 6 eliminations and 2 assists, 998 damage, pretty much 1000 damage. And well, GG, well played to you, Venom. 6 eliminations, that's basically 7 roster help if that's how they count it. But hey, I'm actually diving into one too much technical activities, but hey, now this is what we're looking at, the points that have been gathered today by the team on Active Gaming just off of one good game. They're able to find themselves in that top position. 34 points that have currently been gained, you know. Yeah, but like Yeah, this is just like the just for one day. That's just for today. 21st Century now in 13. Superpower 34 points currently gathered so far. There is sports also on there. Galaxy, ATROX, PLATANO also on there. Invincibles too on there. But as I said, all of these teams, you guys need to meet up to that in order to be in the top 5. So I'd really like to see that coming into from you guys. But anyway, that is the leaderboard as we've got it showing. That is 3 games done and dusted here in the Clatter of Clans Winner Showdown. In case you do not know what that means, it means we're down to just one more game. We'll be heading into the sandy dunes of Miramar just right after this break. Do not go anywhere. I'll see you soon.
Every time, don't know what to say. The part of you that stays, it's the part that runs away. I'll never find some peace of mind. What do you want from me if you don't love me back to set me free?
So, you've been on the platform and you've come across the word wallet a couple of times? It's this simple. It's your in-house purse to make payments for transactions easier. Here's how you do it. You fund your DataUp wallet via your ATM, an auto agent, or simply a bank transfer with any amount you have budgeted to spend on your utility bills for the week, fortnight, or month. And then, you can make transactions in the platform seamlessly once you sign in. It's noteworthy that you can't transfer funds from your DataUp wallet to a bank account at the moment, but what's more beautiful is that this also helps your budgeting habits. I bet you didn't also know that users can transfer funds to each other. It's possible to do transfers from wallet to wallet. Oh, and of course, you're welcome.
Gentlemen, welcome back to the Clatter of Clans Winner Showdown 2023. We've gone through 3 games, done and dusted. So now guess what? We've got one more game left till the end of the day. Not the end of the tournament, the end of the day. I believe it's a 4-day tournament. So after today, there's tomorrow and then there's the day after. So do not go anywhere. Be sure to be back on this channel. So share that stream to your friends and everybody to tell them to come say hi. But that being said, first game of the day, we did see the side there of 21st Century take it home. Then we went all the way to Vikendi, and then we saw the side there of DataUp Sports going with the chicken dinner. Then in the third game of the day, which was the unpredictable Sanhok, we saw that chicken dinner go over to the side of Active Gaming. And now we're about to get into Miramar, and I really don't even know what team I'm rooting for out here in Miramar. I do see the Oracle is here in the chat. Orisha, welcome. But that being said, we're out here in Miramar, playing path. Very, very, very nice. This is actually one of the nicest playing paths I've seen in a while, and the nicest playing path I've actually seen today. You know, it's a very decent one. All the way in the center, you can reach pretty much any part of the map that you want to. And when I say any parts, if you want to get to Campo Militar, all you just need to do is drop around El Azaha and find a vehicle. You know, you can even glide all the way to Terra Bonca. You know, if you also want to get to Los Eagles, maybe that is out of reach. But you know, Chimasura is accessible. El Pozo, La Cabrera, pretty much everywhere in the zone or everywhere on the map here of Miramar, you can actually get there. I just got debited. That is not fun. But anyway, we do see everyone just jumping up. A little bit of a hot drop situation here as we see 21st Century looking to want to land in the same part as Active Gaming, the winners of Game 1 and the winners of Game 3. Looking to want to land. I'm not going to lie, if I were to be baby there, I'm landing with anybody. Like, yo, bro, land with me. Let's be a battle of who finds the gun first and who can use the guns that they find better, you know? This is why I usually like, you know, that fast-paced activities that are coming through from some fast-paced games, really, because the instance I just find the weapon, I just run straight to the enemies and try to take them out. The zone is out there on that southeastern edge, so maybe nothing too bad. I don't know if we can get that map feed on. That shows my beautiful face. Let's just see what that map looks like. And I'm sure everyone where that zone currently is down there on that southeastern side. Miramar shouldn't be too much of a problem. It does look like Los Leones is in the smack dab center of the circle, but I wouldn't expect that circle to go over to Los Leones. I wouldn't even actually expect it to end in Los Leones. But anyway, we're already still seeing this hot drop coming in through. Active Gaming holding on to their ends. Not too much hot drops coming on in any other part of the map. San Martin is empty, which is weird. Hacienda, only one team there is Invincibles. On the outskirts of Hacienda, we have DataUp Esports. Cabrera is currently empty. El Pozo has got Red Shield. No pressure, looking to be around Cruz de Valley. Unlimited out there in El Azaha or Impala, sorry. Los Leones is currently being occupied by a superpowered team. Those out there in the outskirts of Los Leones up towards the crown of La Bendita. PLATANO Power out there, Ichuma Serra, Dream Team on the outskirts of Power Grid, Team ATROX, somewhere around the water treatments between and in between the crater fields. And I believe that is all the teams that are currently in the lobby that we've mentioned and we can see their respective drop locations. Speaking of drop locations, Society of Active Gaming and 21st Century still looking to battle it out here in El Azahar. I really do not get why this is a hot drop. 21st Century getting hot drops, man. I don't know, man. And I know it's not your fault, but that one, baby, is your fault for, you know, just running out in the open that way. Right, you see that not coming in through, and the instant terrorist is going to follow suit also, as 21st Century will lose yet another player there in Quila. And now, Active Gaming looking to capitalize on this advantage that they have. Quila would get thirsted, and now there's 2 players left in the side of Decol, and I missed the last player. I think it was Easy. But anyway, the goal does look to want to fall back, maybe run away from this engagement, but I do not know if Active Gaming want that to happen. Left to me, if I'm Active Gaming, I'm chasing that player, and I think Yash has got a little bit of a whiff as to where that player is, as we see Show Me now with the 249 in hand. Definitely spots that player making the cross, and now we're already starting to see the push coming in through. Decol trying to run for dear life. Eventually decides to stop, UMP in the hand. Show Me gonna go for that reload onto the light machine gun there, making sure it's got the optimum amount of weapon bullets. Actually 125 in the clip. An Active Gaming. I love the fact that they're just trying to isolate this player there from 21st Century. He gets in the hands up against the Uzi. Damage is being done and the player is fell. 21st Century go out first. 0 points that they're being able to accommodate and they'll accumulate. And now that is where it gets sad, because 21st Century, you're number 1 right now. They were number 1 actually. Right now, I'm not too sure if they're still number 1 on the leaderboard. You're gonna have to follow Unsullied Army and Unsullied Army, sorry, on Instagram, and you will be able to find those. You will be able to find the updated leaderboard, and that's what I was talking about, the zone there being in Los Leones, or Los Leones being in the center. We're trying to see all of these teams, some of these teams actually get into vehicles. Looks like Dairy Sports have been able to find themselves vehicles at the outskirts. No pressure, we're able to make it out to Torre Bunker, and this is what I was talking about. Like, no team has actually rotated in this whole game, right? But it just goes to show how nice that playing path was. You know, that playing path was very, very accommodating. The teams could land in basically anywhere of the map. You know, sometimes I'm like, why don't we just get my you know, playing paths like this all the time? You know, save ourselves the stress. You know, allow everyone at least land wherever they want to land, and then Zone can do whatever he wants to do. Like, go anywhere you want, for all I care. But anyway, first zone is about to start closing up though, so everyone needs to start moving. Dream Team looking to rotate in with the leg. Maybe not the best of options right now, because I mean, this is Miramar. It's a very big map, 8x8. You want to make sure you have vehicles that you're using to rotate. Dream Team, sad don't spot the rotations coming in through. I'm not gonna lie, if I were to be sad right now, any rotations, I'm trying to take out the player and not spot the vehicle. That's a very decent spray coming in through from Nova, from Dream Team. Not quite able to get the player out, but able to do quite the damage. And that player is going to make that rotation work for the time being. Dream Team, we've not really seen them today. You know, been playing a little bit on and off. And really, that's something that I've seen from Dream Team all the time. Be a little bit of second doubting also coming through from that team, because you know, we start to see them in positions where one would expect them to take a fight, play more aggressively, but it just looks like they're overthinking whatever might be going on and not quite getting themselves those eliminations. So you know, want to make sure that Dream Team, want to make sure as a squad you have that one person that is calling the shots, and you're able to, you know, work with that person, get that person's idea on what you want to do. Basically, just have one voice when it comes to taking fights and when it comes to taking engagements. And I believe that should work. Hopefully they're able to watch this back, apply those, and apply those as we go into tomorrow's games. Because man, tomorrow is where we start to shape up what is going on. The third, the penultimate day, it gets very, very different. It's a different mentality, it's a different attitude, especially knowing where you might actually be on the leaderboard after that day. So you want to make sure you're sharpening those mentals, making sure you're not succumbing to those pressure, and you make sure you're staying confident, because you know, confidence is really one of those things that drives you up to mobile. But anyway, enough of my pep talk. And that's just because we only started with 15 teams. I'll make that 14 teams, and we've already lost one in the side of Active Gaming. Oh, sorry, it's the side of 21st Century. You know, it's quite ironic. The first century winning the first game, going out first in the last game. You see what I did there? There's the first and the... I'm not going to talk too much about it. But anyway, rotations do seem to have commenced by the idea of no pressure. They did land all the way in Toria Himada, so I would understand. Was it Tierra Bonka, sorry? So I would understand if they need multiple fans just to run back into the field because, you know, it's quite far. Stand it. Invincible Shonex did have one of his comrades failed. But it looks like that revive will be clean and easy. Nothing too much to stress about. At least not for the time being. You see him getting back into the vehicle he goes. If you get knocked again, bro, it's all you, man. So I'm not gonna spoil that place that we're holding just to come save you, which I totally understand. But I cannot guarantee you that that was what was said in the discussion. I do see Madara in the chat. He definitely recognizes my voice. Probably one of the very few that recognizes my voice. And we've got Jarasta fried rice. Maybe not Jarasta fried rice, but Rasta man. It is Outsiders Rasta also in the chat. He says I should send him noodles. And I do not know him, man. I'm one of those people that don't call noodle or Indomie noodles. I just call it Indomie. Anything else, I don't know. Maybe those will count as noodles, but you know, you get me. If you're my train, let me know. Active gaming though, looking to get started in early engagements. 5 eliminations to their name, courtesy of 21st Century, and now no pressure. But Prison definitely has earned his badge and his license, as he sees that man just driving and maneuvering all across the map. You know, but it doesn't look like Active Game want to let this one go though. Showmin looking to go for that chase though. The buggy on this rough terrain, maybe not the best of ideas. But as I said, that player showed me he doesn't want to let it go. The rest of Active Gaming do not want to let it go. You can already see them all in vehicles trying to chase down that one player. And I do not know. Wait, I don't know if that is the last player there from No Pressure. But bro, the way this boy is flooring it, like the Uber driver boy, the way it's his old guy. What am I saying? I'm so sorry. But anyway, it does look like Prison is just driving away. He's literally flooring it. He's like, nah, nobody's coming close to me. There is sports to look to get started with Dream Team. And this is one very, very funny catches. Oh no! Oh wait, how? There is no way. There is no way he has survived with a buggy here. Dream Team does get eliminated by the side of Dairy Sports. But it looks like Active Gaming will be going for this full set. They want this last player so badly. They're going in for a crash as a two-man squad. Now I want Prison to clutch, but it doesn't look like that clutch factor exists. The HP bar drenched up to the very minimum. 7 eliminations for the side of Active Gaming. And that will be them winning off the fights that they've had on this western edge front. But anyway, talk about the play. Someone else in the chat goes Dairy Sports for the win, and that is Reset OP. Keep my eye out on that. Let me know, or we'll see if they are able to win this game. And I've been saying in this game, I'm actually trying to pick a team that is quite good at Miramar. You know, I do not know which one of these teams' strongest map is Miramar. I know there was a time when Red Shield, their strongest field used to be Miramar, which was quite earlier this year. But I don't know. I really don't know what team I'm looking forward to seeing in this Miramar game. But definitely it's not going to be Galaxy Gaming, as PLATANO Palmer continue to rip them apart and shred them. Out of vehicles they go, flinging them out as they go on for the rest of the push. I believe that's a GG well played. Yeah. But anyway, more loot, more bullets. You just get into the game there, you know. But anyway, elimination field continues to dance while my game does seem to be a little bit bugged. Oh, actually it wasn't bugged. That player just was a master of the art of not moving. But anyway, speaking of moving, it's going to be the zone. Moving all the way towards that southern side. Or make that, maybe not south. More towards the eastern side of the zone. But Colette, Shonex. That's just one too many guns facing off against that player there. Got 7, the last player left, and would eventually get spotted. An Active Gaming. I've unlocked something in them. I do not know if I was speaking to me. And I think he may have just given his team a little bit of too much morale. Wow. Talk about wow. Talk about love. But anyway, screen does appear to be frozen once again. But hey, we're gonna keep up on other devices. As we do see that zone going all the way towards that center circle-ish. Maybe not completely center, but like, you know, somewhere closer to the western side. And it's a good one. But anyway, so far so good. We've already lost 4 teams. 10 more to go. And this map is very, very, very big. For a big Miramar girl. Or to be actually holding the little girl. But anyway, Red Shield in the background. Invincible's also somewhere around there. Amani though. Oof. Big good explosion. Let's fall. I guess nah, I'm not just gonna. Yeah. But that's gonna be all for Invincibles if I'm not mistaken. Or actually, maybe not all yet. Active Gaming though. Losing players to the side there of who? Those. Oh. Dead those. That's very, very interesting. But anyway, Active Gaming looking to get to the vehicle. Maybe they will be able to save one of their teammates. Currently sandwiched in between 2 teams, between the side of Cryptics. Oh, actually, currently stuck between 2 teams though. But anyway, one of the teams is marked. The team on the left is marked. Alrighty, we move out here in Miramar. 9 squads left as Active Gaming. Come for the crash onto the side of Red Shield. Ammo, 4. We definitely winning. That 1 point is necessary, yes, but man, chasing the player for that long. Come on, bro. Well, anyway, Active Gaming though do look to be driving around quite what's the word? Confidently. Or a lot. Anyway, scopes being opened by PLATANO Power onto the side there of I keep forgetting their esports name. But anyway. 7 teams left, and I'm really not liking the way the teams are reducing here, but hey, it works. It works. Couple of teams already in the zone, though those still not in that zone as they still have to handle business with the side there of Red Shield. Mommy trying to take those shots towards that car. It's not even rendered successfully, you know? But anyway, it does look like Active Gaming has been eliminated. 11 eliminations were what they were able to gather, and eventually they did go out early as those were able to treat them quite nicely and send them back home. Superpower team out in the warehouses in the center, holding up quite nicely. And this is where the pressure doesn't come through, because at this stage, normally there's supposed to be more players, but right now there's only 25 players and 7 teams in the game. Anyway, still keeping my eye out though, watching very killer. But anyway, Rage Shoot though, whoa, something has been up with those of recent, you know, because those really been taking teams out, because they took out the side of Active Gaming, now they've taken out the side of Rage Shield. Alrighty, crashes not coming in through just yet as everyone's just holding their positions in the circle. Alrighty, we're already starting to see shots coming in through. As we see TERRORSIX Wakanda now, take shot towards the top of the hill. I do not see any thirsts coming in through from that. as these are just long knots coming in through. And now this next zone that is about to close would force these teams to go up against each other as Unlimited. Already getting that memo, taking out some of the players there from ATROX. And now we're starting to see rotations coming through. It does look like Superpower team getting into vehicles, waiting for that rotation. But it does look like that rotation does go to the north. So just Discord chat. But anyway, 8 teams left. Oh, sorry, make that 6 teams left. Zones closed up all towards the north. So it's going to be hard times for TERRORSIX Esports to get into the zone. Relax. What's up? How are you doing? Delay right now as a Superpower team looking to hold on to their end. TERRORSIX Wakanda seems to be the only team that has all players alive, and the first time I'm seeing someone use the carry option, and not just carry, also putting it in the vehicle, and he's gonna drive into the zone. Maybe not through the zone, but he's gonna drive him to the zone, or essentially to his teammates, so they can actually get a revive onto that player. But talk about a play coming through from Team Superpower team. Then we're down to just the final 5 teams. It does look like all eyes are on the Superpower team right now. I don't know if there's anything they can do to avoid that one, as the shots are threading through the smokes. And Starboy gets into the vehicle again, looking for that off angle. There's only one way to find out. But anyway, Superpower team able to make themselves a very wide rotation. You'd love to see that one. 4 teams left. But anyway, we're inching to see who actually takes this last game home, not gonna lie. As we start to see Tony K putting a little bit of damage now. Final 4 teams now at the side there of Dairy Sports have been spotted with Walker on the edge. Shots currently flying towards that direction as we're down to the final 4. And who do you want from the final 4 to actually win this chicken dinner? I do not even know. Do I want it back-to-back for a team, or do I want 2 chickens in a row for a team? Do I not want that? I think this next zone is going to be the ultimate decider, or ultimate decider of what courses will be taken. But anyway, everyone pretty much has an idea as to where every other person is. Dairy Sport having a 3-man squad. Let's see if this is actually going to help them. But anyway, we're still down to the 4 teams. It's a little bit of a stalemate here. That zone does center up quite nicely. Can't really say any one of these teams have it per se. But ideally, everyone is just waiting it out. Waiting for who's going to make that move first. From the looks of it, Platano Power not very close to that zone, but I don't think they're aware of his position. As everyone just continues to shoot towards the superpower team, who once again have consistently made it into the top 3 for all 4 games today. So you love to see that consistency coming through from your team. All right, now as much as I want to say do something, Dairy Sports, I cannot, because I know there is a possibility of the third party which is very high, but the fight has already started. TERRORSIX Wakanda already looking to get 2 players down as PLATANO Power continue to crawl in slowly but surely. Lancex looking to make it in, spots that player, but that player not looking towards his direction. Then he lost another player, lost his friend. So 4%. But anyway, final 4 teams is about to become the showdown right now. The showdown in the showdown as Agathi now currently getting bombed and attacked by grenades. There, Esports looking for 1 knock, and it's going to be Yanshu to fall first. And that almost evens the tides, as it's now a 2v1. But anyway, it does look like the push coming through from the side. Chunky, not quite able to find that knock. Not yet, but then looking very confident with the DPS, looking for a push, but Tony K stops him in his tracks. And we're down to the final 3 teams. Dairy Sports out. Platano Power, Team Superpower, and Terror. And the Terror team. Yeah, it's not easy, bro. This one no easy, Jody. Uh-oh. Anyway, Platano Power though, still looking to hold on to 1 player, but man, Jaru's from the side there of TERRORSIX Wakanda, running out of meds, running out of bandages. Final showdown between the final 3 teams. Platano Power remains in solo. Super Tony K is just 1 player. And the side there of TERRORSIX Wakanda up as a 3-man squad. Or make that a 2-man squad actually. Tony K has been spotted now as the shot starts to come. Oh! Oh my god! That was such a sexy grenade! Tony K is living up to the name, but the DBS in the hands there of Platano Power, Lancex. He might just do it. Smoke's coming out through. And now Tony K has got another grenade being prepped up now. Can he get 2 nades in a row? The smokes are coming in through. No, Tony K, it's a 1v1. Tony K up against Platano's Zex. Oh, and he gets it. He gets it. Tony K. A very, very well-deserved win for the side of Superpower team. They've been so consistent all day long. they close out the day with a chicken dinner with 9 eliminations. And bro, what? Tony K. Wow. I don't know if everyone can hear me, but I'm seeing here on the chat it says no commentary. Whoa, I thought I was sounding because bro. Wow. I am so blown away by that. Like what? I really cannot process it. That was such a wonderful play. You love to see that one coming in through. You really love to see that one coming in through from Superpower team. And I swear I cannot wait forward to seeing how well they play. Like, you know, I've been surprised like one too many times the last couple of days. I'm just like, man, I want these people to surprise me more. But anyway, damage chart up on your screen. Active Gaming doing the most damage, even the most elimination with 11. Most damage with 1,873. We also have Superpower team doing quite a number of damage with 9 eliminations and 1,600 damage. You love to see that one, and every other person, you know how it trickles down. We'll talk about a play. That was such a play. The grenade to get the 2-piece, and then another quick grenade to get the 1-piece. It was just too okay. But anyway. Alrighty, so that is the damage charts. Now I believe we're going to be moving on next to the man of the match, if I'm not mistaken. I do not know what the graphic up next is, but if it's not man of the match, it's going to be the leaderboards. I just want to see the how many teams or how many points each player or each team was able to get. And look at that, Team Superpower in all today's games able to get themselves 53 points. That is over 10 points average per game. Active Gaming getting 46. The same thing can be said about them. TERRORSIX Sports in 3rd position. I don't think anybody would have expected that, but they are doing it. PLATANO Power in 3rd, 4th in 5th. Yo, and 21st Century, 21 points that they got in the first game, and after that they had not gotten any more points. They only got 25 points going out of today's game. It's definitely poorer than yesterday. So I really look forward to seeing these teams do well tomorrow. But man, ladies and gentlemen, we have had fun today. It has been very, very nice. I love to see it, and I love chatting with you guys on the YouTube chat. Someone says, "Is this from AliExpress?" And I think it's from Rich.com. But anyway, talk about the way to play, man. 53 points, and I'd really love to see how Superpower team would be boosted up on the top of the leaderboards. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a very fun day and a very fun ride. 4 beautiful games that we saw done and dusted, and every single game was different and unique in its own way, which is exactly why we love PUBG Mobile. But if you do love PUBG Mobile and you love the Clatter of Clans Winner Showdown, and you love Crowns and pretty much love the product teams, be sure to pull up tomorrow for the rest of the games, or for a couple more games here in the Clatter of Clans Winner Showdown 2023. Don't want today. Tomorrow I'm going to be back, and I'm pretty sure I should have a co-caster with me tomorrow. But if I don't, we're going to run it solo regardless. But hey, not too much talk. Stay safe, stay connected. It's your boy Crowns. I'm going to see you guys on the next one. Do not go anywhere. And for me, it's going to be a bye-bye.